My aunt told everyone at my grandma's funeral that I abandoned her. I was the one paying for the nursing home. Throwaway because half my family lurks on here. My grandma passed last month. She raised me, 28F, for most of my childhood while my mom worked doubles, so losing her broke something in me I don't have words for yet. That's not what this post is about, though. This is about my aunt. Calling her TT is my mom's older sister, 56F, the kind of woman who cries loudest at funerals she did nothing to prevent. At the reception, I'm carrying a tray of coffee out of the kitchen, and I hear T holding court in the living room. And she's telling a circle of relatives, quote, "It's just sad." Grandma spent her last 2 years basically alone. Some people couldn't be bothered to visit until there was a will involved. She was talking about me. She looked right at me while she said it. Here's what T doesn't know, I know she knows. For 2 years, I paid the difference between Grandma's pension and her nursing home bill, $800 a month out of my paycheck. I visited every single Sunday, I did her nails, I snuck in the peanut butter cookies she wasn't supposed to have. The staff knew my coffee order. T visited 4 times in 2 years. I know the exact number. You'll find out how in part 2. I didn't say anything at the funeral. I've been the quiet one in this family my whole life, and honestly, it's a great place to watch people from. But then T stood up, clinked her glass, and announced that, as the eldest, she'd be handling Grandma's estate, and that the will reading would be at her house. And that's when Grandma's lawyer, who was standing next to me eating a sandwich, leaned over and said the 11 words that changed everything. "She's not handling anything. Your grandmother left very specific instructions." Update. My aunt lied about me at Grandma's funeral. Turns out Grandma left instructions and receipts. Part 1's on my profile. Recap, I'm 28. My aunt T, 56F, told the whole funeral. I abandoned my grandma when I'd been paying her nursing home shortfall and visiting every Sunday for 2 years. So, the lawyer. 2 days after the funeral, I'm sitting in his office and he slides a folder across the desk with my name on it in Grandma's handwriting. Inside was a letter. I'm not typing the whole thing out because some of it is just mine, but the first line was, "If you're reading this, T has already started performing. Let her finish." Grandma knew everything. Turns out those Sunday visits mattered more than I thought, because Grandma talked, and Grandma kept notebooks. And about a year ago, she'd noticed money leaving her accounts, small at first, then a loan for T's kitchen remodel, then car payments, then withdrawals. Grandma never made, during weeks she never left the facility. It came to a little over $60,000. She didn't confront T, she was 86, she wasn't going to spend her energy on that. Instead, she did something so Grandma it makes me laugh and cry at the same time. She started documenting. Bank statements printed and dated. The facility's visitor sign-in logs, and yes, that's how I know T came exactly 4 times, because Grandma requested copies every month. She had her lawyer witness everything while she was still sharp, along with 2 doctor's letters confirming she was of sound mind. And one more thing, a recording. The lawyer wouldn't let me hear it early, he just said Grandma made it 3 months before she passed, and her instructions were that it plays at the reading with everyone present. Meanwhile, T has spent 2 weeks telling the family group chat that Grandma wasn't herself at the end and that certain people influenced her. She's already picked out which cousin gets Grandma's china. The reading is Friday, at the lawyer's office, not her house. See you after. Final update. The will reading happened. My grandma got the last word and she knew it. Final part, I promise. Recap, I'm 28. My Aunt T, 56F, smeared me at my grandma's funeral while sitting on 60 grand she'd quietly taken from her. Grandma documented all of it and left a recording. Friday. Lawyer's office. 11 family members in a conference room. T shows up in full black like it's funeral too, immediately asks if everything Mom said near the end is even legally valid. The lawyer says, "Your mother anticipated that question?" And I watched T's face do something complicated. He plays the recording. Grandma's voice fills the room. Steady, a little raspy, completely herself. I'm paraphrasing because I was crying, but the parts I'll never forget. "If my daughter T is wearing black and talking about how close we were, someone please hand her a tissue and this list of her withdrawals from my accounts." The lawyer, on cue, hands her a printed spreadsheet. Dead silence except paper shaking. "T, I loved you your whole life, and you stole from me at the end of mine. So here's my gift. The $62,000 is deducted from your share. That leaves your share at 0. You get to keep what you took. I get to make sure everyone in this room knows the math. Then, and I could hear the smile in her voice. And to the one who came every Sunday, check the tin where I kept the peanut butter cookies. T exploded. Called it elder abuse, said I manipulated her, screamed at the lawyer, threatened to contest. He calmly explained the will's no contest clause and the two doctors' letters, and mentioned that if she pursued it, the withdrawal records become a police matter instead of a family one. Her own son, my cousin, said, "Mom, stop." She left before the reading finished. The family group chat has been a very quiet place since. The house went to me and my mom. The cookie tin was in the pantry. Inside was $800 in worn 20s and a sticky note. Your last month's payment. You never let me pay you back for anything. Love wins the long game, baby. It just needs receipts.